was mine. I want more money, more power. Goddamn nigga, it's about that time. I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my bullshit. I said I'm back on my bullshit. I'm back on my bullshit.
What up? It's your girl, Miss Reid.
And Dev.
And you are in the comment section.
Hello, hello.
And away we go. Trending.
All right.
Number one.
Always in Florida.
Florida. The cesspool of the fucking
It's always in
earth.
Florida.
You know I was born in Florida?
No, I didn't. What city?
Daytona Beach.
Really?
It's my secret shame.
My dad is from Pensacola, so that's where he lives now. So it's my secret shame. But Pensacola's beautiful.
Shame. Pensacola is beautiful. All of it is beautiful. That's
right.
the thing.
That's the crazy.
It's
well, I'm always
weird
like,
and
where
disgusting.
does everything happen? But
all over.
not in Pensacola, hopefully.
It happens all over.
Daytona
that
Beach?
shit is definitely going on in
Right.
Pensacola.
And Daytona Beach.
And Daytona Beach.
Well, let's talk about what's going on in Jacksonville.
Ugh.
A tournament for Madden, right? Sports,
Madden,
video
NFL.
games, a lot of 20-year-olds, a lot of
2019.
young kids with huge lives ahead of them. But I think White, if I'm not mistaken, guy goes in, loses a game, gets mad, and
Start shooting people.
starts shooting people.
God.
I had heard it was 2 people had died, but I think we're up to 3 now. And then he killed himself.
Of course.
There's a lot of wounded gunshot victims in the hospital, so I don't know if that number of deaths is going to go up. But what is going on, dude? You lost the game, and kind of the good thing though is, and there's no good thing in this, but at least it wasn't like a shooting game, because then it'd be like, oh, video games are teaching you how to shoot. It was a sports game.
Yeah.
It's a sports game. But anyways, yeah, I mean, the comments are, of course he's mentally ill because he's white.
Of course.
What else is
He's
there?
white, of course he's mentally ill.
And then people are just advocating to make sure, don't blame this on the guns and don't blame this on the video games. The 2 political topics that could come out of this, which is guns
video
and
games are
video
clear in
games.
this one because it was a sports game. So I don't know who's even saying that. Like, we can't blame video games.
Gamers.
And no, but a gamer would never say that.
I know, true that, right?
I am a gamer and I would never say that.
True.
If it was a shooting game,
Probably
then I
like
would
the
be
moms,
forced.
you know, the moms that are against drunk driving, like those kind of parents.
Of course.
They're the ones that are commenting, like
lumping
it's
it
the video
all
games.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a senseless tragedy. And
It really is.
It all just goes back to mental fortitude and just... I feel like we have a mental health issue. We have a gun issue in this country, but we also do have a mental health and an emotional regard issue in this country.
I think it's the whole thing, and I'm gonna jack what Chris Rock said on Jerry Seinfeld's little comedian in Cars or whatever show. Yeah,
love it.
You know what? I don't think bullying should go away because it teaches kids this is the real life. Who said everyone's supposed to be happy all the time, or you're supposed to win?
Right, be coddled and be
right. So you get upset and you shoot people, but like, how did he get the gun in the tournament?
Did
he just have the gun on him?
Maybe he just had it on him.
So I kind of do feel like it's maybe a gun
But
thing.
it's for certain things, it's just
them.
like how many. Are we gonna have metal detectors everywhere? Like, we got to be getting detected and patted down for every
Magic
walk of
Johnson
life?
Theater has them. We were just talking about that. Going to a movie, you need freaking security. I don't know. It's just sad, and I'm really just tired of hearing about it. And
I am too.
One of the kids that died is right here from Southern California. Right, he came from Calabasas. I think it was a 22-year-old, a 28-year-old.
Well, you know what's going to come of this? Absolutely nothing.
Right. It's going to have a lot of our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah, it's going to be the same nonsense, and this is all going to be... See you next week telling you the same dumb shit.
But wait, could it potentially really start to question some of these, like, you can carry guns in these states? Because how many states are left? Like 11?
Is Florida open carry state?
Yes. That's for Zimmerman. Yeah. Because my thing is this: how did he just have a gun?
I don't know.
But if it's one of those you can carry your gun.
But is it an open carry state? Like, Zimmerman had his gun, but it was his house. He was walking around and he went and got.
Right, I see what you're saying.
And got it. I don't know that is an open carry state. I mean, but who knows? He could have had the blicky in the whip and was just like, "Oh, y'all niggas think it's a game," and went and popped the trunk. I don't know.
Honestly, there's no big social change that's going to change individuals' actions, but it's just, of course, we had to mention it because this is just what's going on right now. And I don't. Let me ask you a question real quick, and we'll move on. Do you feel unsafe going to places? Because it still hasn't hit me. Like, I don't. I'll be honest. I don't walk around in fear. I really don't. I don't go to the movies in fear. I don't go to the Hollywood Bowl in fear.
I'm
when
paranoid.
I saw Lauryn Hill.
Not fear. It's not scary. Like, I'm scared, but I'm always wary. But I was raised like that. Like, my mom's like, don't go somewhere and sit with your back towards the door. Always know where the exits are. Like, I was just enculturated to believe that, and it could just be an African-American single mother thing that you have to do. But it's also that thing with just, like, getting spanked. Like, black people don't spank their kids arbitrarily. It's to teach you respect for authority so that you don't get shot needlessly by some cop, because they clearly can do whatever they want to you.
Right.
So that's how I was enculturated. So it's not so much a fear, but I'm always wary. And even before, like, all of these things became like social media fodder, I've always been like this. Weird. Because that's just how I was raised.
Let me ask you the last question. If you had children, would you send them to school?
I don't want to send kids to school unless I could afford private school anyway, because I just don't think public school education is the best unless I lived in a really nice, fancy, like, neighborhood. Then I could trust it. I went to private school for like half my education, and then my mom moved and was able to put us in a better school district, so that's when I went to public school. So if I was able to do that from a financial status anyway, they would be in private school anyway. If I didn't have the money, I mean, I would know if I could help it, but private school can also be expensive too.
I feel like there's a whole other layer for parents out there. I have a lot of my friends have young kids, and it's like they have this extra layer of worrying about, like, if they should send their kid to school, which my mom did not have that layer. I think the generation above us didn't have that kind of layer. Not that kind of fear, absolutely. Or like, you send your kid to a concert, you send your kid to a Madden tournament. Like, I can only imagine now.
See, and you know, those kids were older, but like, I wasn't even allowed to like go to the mall by myself until I worked there.
To like,
but
16,
just being 15, 16. Right, but just being like 13 and having my mom like drop me off at the mall just wasn't
even
a
in
thing.
A group.
Yeah, even in a group. Like, sometimes if I was going like, can I go to the movies, and it was like a group thing, yes, it would have to be something specific.
Right.
But her just dropping me off at the mall and just like, have fun, see you later, was just not something that she did anyway. So.
Just sad.
But I would be a nervous wreck. I can't imagine having kids in these days. I mean, that's why I don't, because I can't even imagine. I'm always wary to a certain degree and paranoid anyway, adding this to it, and I would just be a nervous wreck and probably have a breakdown of some sort.
I mean, because that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, I hope it doesn't trickle into me, because I want to live my life the way that I feel now, but it is starting to get to, like, when people ask me to go places, I'm like, should I think about this kind of stuff? Like, and how do you even think about it? But,
here is a confession. You know how, what's that company on Instagram? They make those Black by Popular Demand shirts. What's the name of that? Starts with an H. I can't think. They just had a sale too, and I wanted all the stuff from them. Okay, anyway, any type of black themed garment, I'm kind of afraid to wear.
Oh, really?
Because people are crazy.
So I shouldn't wear my...
Don't say it like that.
I shouldn't wear my bathing suit that says "Hello Black, Hello Proud" to Roanoke, Virginia this week.
Virginia?
Yes,
no.
That's the bathing suit I packed.
Nope. I would never wear that to Virginia.
I'm already packed though, and it's zipped and everything. I can't. You can
open that
out
and take it out.
No, you know my Virgo OCD self. I'm packed.
What is wrong with you?
Done. If I have to buy another bathing suit, I will. But I am totally taking my Hella Black, Hella Proud bathing suit to Roanoke.
That's good. And if you have no fear, like, more power to you. But at the end of the day, like, I'm still a woman, and I'm just not trying to get HGC apparel.
Okay.
They're on Instagram all the time, and I follow them. They have great shirts. They have Black by Popular Demand, and, like, all we did was be black. There's lots of companies, but that's just the company that I follow.
Yeah.
And I live in Los Angeles, so wearing it here, not that big of a deal. I would be less paranoid about it if I still lived in New York. I'm a little more paranoid about it here in Los Angeles. If I lived anywhere else in America, I probably wouldn't fuck with it at all. Maybe Miami. But that's just my own, like, secret. I don't want to I don't want no reason to give or catch anyone's smoke. And I feel like I'm low-key crazy, and I would go to jail. Like, there's certain things I just don't allow. We were just talking about this, like, people doing stuff to their kids. Like, if somebody hurt my wife, like, I'm going to jail. Like, that's just...
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. I wouldn't even know. Like, I black out. Like, I do. Like, I have this thing where I don't remember what happened. Like, I just lose time. So I don't need that in my life.
You don't need to go to jail.
So
over hella black, hella proud bathing suit.
right. I love it. I wouldn't wear it in Virginia.
Will you
though.
come bail me out when I end up in jail?
I don't know. Let's hope that you only end up in jail.
Moving right along.
Trending number 2. So they filmed Black Girls Rock Award show,
Right,
but it doesn't air until September.
Kind of mad about it because usually I get to see it and then all the dresses come out. For me, this is really weird because
I thought it was live.
I thought it was live too, but what I can tell is they filmed the show, and I don't know if y'all saw, but Janet Jackson came out and I think took the night because all hail Janet Jackson.
That dress was dope. The hair, the dress,
like she can do no wrong.
the shoes.
She's beautiful. It's probably because we haven't seen her in a while. Probably since she had her child. Like in these type of scenarios, like award shows.
It is.
People are just so excited.
And then I was looking at some pictures, and I feel like just in terms of just grandiose, I feel like she was the most.
She brought it.
Sierra looked really good.
Yes.
I feel like
Naturi or Naturi, if I don't say her name right.
I didn't see
From
her.
Power. She was in all red and she's beautiful.
With that
beautiful.
chocolate skin, I'm sure that looked real nice.
Gosh,
she
jealous.
gives me straight melanin envy.
Yeah,
her
she does.
and Omari, like when they be having them sex scenes, I'd be like, forget what y'all doing. Can we talk about this melanin that's popping?
Right, the skin. I'm excited about the show. I watch it every year. I really enjoy it. So
I do the same thing with Black Girls Rock that I do with all award shows, and just wait for the highlights on YouTube.
See, this show, I mean, I would love to fast forward through commercials. I like watching the whole thing.
I don't sit through anything anymore. I used to watch the Oscars all the way through. Like I used to be that
I think we all did,
person,
but
now I don't have the patience for that.
From what I can remember, they honor a lot of people that aren't public and aren't, and I love that.
It is a great, spectacular show.
Yeah.
Am I going to sit through its
Well,
entirety?
if it doesn't stream, it ain't for you.
No, I mean, but I have the Spectrum app. I'm still not gonna watch it. I didn't watch the MTV. I'm not.
I'll tell you the highlights.
I don't need you to.
I'll tell you the highlights.
I have my YouTube
They're not
specifically
catch every
programmed
single nuanced
for that.
highlight or that look that maybe
Between
I catch
the Root,
two people.
Lovey,
Go.
and for Harriet,
Go.
I'm gonna catch everything. I'm good, thanks. All right, trending number 3. You added this so you can talk about it. I don't know nothing about
Tiger's
this.
back.
Who cares about Tiger? Tiger lost his black card.
I mean, this man, I'm not even going to go into his whole story. But, it's kind of hard. I mean, you have this great talent and you got taken down by your own, mischievous behavior. But then he had quite a few injuries. And that's what people are saying he's coming back from, which is pretty amazing. He had a huge back injury. He had a huge, I think, leg injury. So to me, it's really dope because everyone was like, he's never going to do it. He's never going to do it. And now he's done it. He's doing really well. Now, coming to the part that only you will care about is his comment about Trump. I think some reporter was trying to pull out, something he could air on his show and was essentially trying to make him say that he didn't like Trump. Now, Tiger has golfed with Trump. He's in the same kind of circle as Trump. Let's just be honest. He's a Republican. So he did the polite thing and said, look, I respect the office. Therefore, I just respect anyone in the office. He didn't make it a Trump thing. He just kind of took himself away, back to golf. That was his thing. Look, I respect the office, back to golf.
So he backed off this issue just like he did his race.
Boom! Oh, yes. So basically,
I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna just let it hang.
Is he,
Bowling.
everything is political. And the other thing is, do black athletes have to be political?
He's not black. He said it himself. That's why I don't even know why we're talking about this. He said it himself. He's not black. He owes us nothing.
This isn't the black comment section. It is the comment section.
You're right.
We could talk about everything.
We can.
That was pretty good.
And I'd rather talk.
Yeah, I mean, look. My thing is
else.
this: did we expect him to say we hated Trump? And we don't. We were just talking about this last week. Like, whoever wants to advocate for us, go for it. We don't need everyone.
No, we don't.
And we certainly don't need someone who's not for us. So.
And I certainly don't need Tiger. You brought this. You brought this up. I have no reason to ever discuss Tiger Woods again in my life.
Yeah, no, people went hard on him, and it's just like.
He's not black. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yikes! His father was right, and his mother was Asian.
Yep. Dang. Look, Dev.
Dang.
I'm not in the mood.
Well, because I'd like to think that you don't have to be something to be black, but come on, Tiger. Give us something, and he just won't give us a drop.
How about you be who you are?
Yeah.
And look, and he learned about that drop and how it works in those communities because they excommunicated his ass his ass with the quicks.
And he's single, right? He's not seeing anyone.
I could not give a shit.
Yeah, I was wondering.
When I try to think about things I could care less about.
Well, I just wonder, is anyone going to try to be his wife again, or
some white woman?
Oh, okay.
All right, trending.
All right, this is your story. You
Number
lead.
4. This is everybody's story, boo. Okay, this is the world's story. Some crazy ran up on the stage at Beyonce and Jay-Z's On the Run 2 tour. I don't know what he was after. I don't know that is known.
Yeah, because he didn't stay on
They
stage.
were walking off the stage. He was chasing after them.
Yeah, like he didn't try to get wave at the audience. He didn't
Yeah, he didn't want to be on stage just to be on stage. It looked like he was after them.
Right, and then all the dancers ran after.
And then the
him.
dancers got him. They're likening her dancers to the Dora Milaje, which I think is hilarious. I mean, people are pretty unanimous that this is some fuck shit. The comments were clear about a couple things. One, he's not black. Like, people wanted to make sure that everybody knew that he was not black. Like, they were just like, I don't know what he was, but I know he wasn't black. That was one that, like, stuck out a lot. Like, people wanted to be clear, be claro. That was not one of us who did that, which I found amusing. And also, people are mad at Beyonce.
Why?
Because Beyonce and Jay-Z aren't pressing charges. So somebody in the comments was telling Beyonce to mind her business and that they were narrowing in on the identity of the assailant and to just let the Beehive handle it. Like, stay in your lane, B.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
But that's literally, they're just like, okay, Beyonce, mind your business. We're going to find him. It will be handled. So that's what I found the most hilarious out of this whole situation. But I was not worried. I was just like, if there are two safe people on this earth, it's Jay-Z and Beyonce. I feel like they're safer than Donald Trump at this point.
Right.
Like, I wasn't even like, oh, what happened? Like, because I heard about it. I didn't see it.
Right.
I had heard about it. No worry ever came into my heart because if there are two safe motherfuckers on this earth,
It's Jay-Z.
it's Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Ain't nothing touching them.
Not a damn thing. So they, like I said, they're fine.
They're fine.
And they will be fine.
And the guy is white. No.
Is he?
Wait, hold on.
He was.
Not black.
He wasn't. I don't know if he wasn't black. He just looked brown.
Well, you know what? We'll find out if he's white, if he's mentally ill. If they come out with he's mentally ill,
then you absolutely know that he was Caucasian. All right, trending number 5.
All right, Jamel Hill is leaving ESPN. They bought out her contract after 12 years. Essentially, they tried to fire her, but I think she was too bomb to be fired. So they essentially paid her to not do the work. She's going to get paid exactly the same as if she stayed on to do the work.
Sounds great.
They bought her contract out. And why, do you say? Well, because ESPN wants less politics to be spoken about. Let's be honest, it's too much black talk. She talked real, and she tied in whatever was current in her segment. So they want her off the air.
That shit is nonsense. I hope they're firing Stephen Miller. That's the black dude, right? Kind of older. Mm-hmm. And who's that white dude? Kind of thin. He looked like John B.
I know you're talking about because I just watched a video, but I don't know his name.
His ass stayed talking about Kaepernick and Trump and the whole thing.
Right.
So y'all gonna let Jamel go and not...
All the comments were saying how ESPN has trended overall to more politics, and a lot of the sports fans don't like it. They want their politics out of sports. The problem is, though, is just life is so interconnected. It's like us. You know how we said, oh, we're not going to talk about Trump in the beginning of the show? Mm-hmm. We'd be missing out on a whole part of life. And unfortunately, the Colin Kaepernick thing brought politics into sports.
But here's the thing: I feel like Trump politicized it more than Colin did.
We talked about this too. You're right.
All that man did was get down on his knee during a song.
But
if nobody ever paid attention,
he can't stop that.
I'm just saying. But if nobody ever paid attention, even gave note to it, it was just like, oh, that's what you're doing, and moved on. It wouldn't even be a thing. Other players,
but I
probably
think that he did that to
it.
follow in the footsteps of the guy who did it in the freaking Olympics and who got kicked out of that from back in the day in the 60s and 50s. We have always used every facet of life to shed meaning.
But it didn't have to be this deep is what I'm just saying. It never had to be this. They could have just said, hey, Colin, why you did that? I did it because of this. Okay,
And then he didn't-
congratulations.
right.
And next
And they
topic,
fueled
and
it.
moved on.
You're right.
It didn't have to be like this.
You're right. Well, they fueled fire for sure.
Well.
So I mean,
But I just say, Jamel gotta go.
I'm
Other
sad
people
about
need
it
to go.
because being, I love sports and being a woman, like it was cool to see her on ESPN. There's not that many Jamel Hills on ESPN. So
Right.
I'm sad about it, but I've heard that she is, got her own podcast. She's kind of creating her own content. So she's going to be around.
This is a sad time. Well, not a sad time. BET has some new leadership.
Yes,
and
they
I
do.
hope that they utilize this changing of the guard to the best of their ability.
Agreed.
Because BET has left a lot of money on the table in regard to content.
Agreed.
And there used to be a time where, like, black people had some place to go back when BET was still black owned. But there's no news on BET. Another, a black news anchor just got fired for something. Some white lady weaponized her tears and got this black woman fired. But there should be, hey, come to BET because we have a news show and you can anchor on our show. But
Right.
that there is none of that.
Right.
Or TV One or whoever the fuck. There should be a place, a black space where these black journalists can go. Like, where y'all at?
I was gonna say only Oprah's, but her content.
But
is
does she have a
different and-
news show on
I was
there?
gonna say that's not her content.
Right.
She has other things that
Right.
interviews.
It's more
based,
drama
but-
based.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and
I think she does
cinematic.
what she can for the culture on her network. But is there a news
Right,
station
she
for
creates
us?
shows
No.
and stuff like that. I'm not mad at her, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, a channel like BET and or TV One, like, they got rid of Roland Martin. He was a good voice to have. Remember, there was Jackie Reid. Like, you can go and get some news from an African American perspective at some
Right.
time. There's
Right.
no place to do this now.
No.
And then when you have these two women out here who are free agents, if you're not scooping them up, BET and TV One, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
It's clearly
That's a
not
great
your
point.
job.
That's a great point.
So that's
a
what
great
bothers
point.
me about these things. Because guess what? Tommy Lauren got fired. Fox was right there.
Right. Right.
When these things happen to these white people, there's somebody there to snap them up. Breitbart, whoever the fuck. No
They
matter
just
how outlandish
transfer
or whatever
them.
they say,
Yeah.
they just go from one place to another.
Yeah.
It happens to us, and we're just out floating.
Yeah. Because we don't know
Fucking
much.
pisses me off.
Well, we don't know much.
I just want to finish off trending by saying that Jamel Hill is a beautiful woman. I saw her in person when we went to go see Black Panther. We grabbed a drink at LA Live before we saw it in 4DX there. And at first, I didn't know who she was. And if she hadn't gotten into that dispute with Trump, I wouldn't have known who she is because I don't watch ESPN and I don't care for sports. So I remember seeing her and she looked like familiar, but I couldn't place her. Devin, this woman looked at me and I could feel those beautiful eyes caress my skin. You know how some people have pretty eyes, but you don't know till you get up on them, like you walk up on. Oh, girl,
Yeah.
I didn't know you had these pretty eyes. I ain't been this close to you. No, you can see them bitches way from over there. Like, you don't even need to be able to see her face good. And them eyes, like, cut through the darkness. I don't know
Best
what
part of living in LA is
type of
bumping
magic.
into
You just
Jamel
bump into
Hill
people all the time. But you know how some people, when they be, like, out, like, they take off all of their, like, stuff. Like, Tyra Banks, you see her all natural, and you're just like, oh.
Stop it.
Damn, girl, what happened?
CJ.
We gonna be real, we gonna be real.
All right, Miss Reid.
It's just a stark contrast.
Right.
There was no contrast with her.
Right.
I don't,
Right.
she doesn't, like, do a lot for
You
the
know who I've
camera.
heard is like that too? And it's Halle Berry. I heard she looks the exact same, no makeup when you see her in life. It's like,
What was that movie?
no
She
contrast.
was, like, in Monsters Ball. Wasn't she
yeah,
kind of
with
like...
no, they tried to make her look bad, and she only looked bad because that wig.
Right.
That really weird
Like, they
wig.
tried to make her look bad, and it still
But, like, her skin
wasn't
is just-
working.
yeah. I
Yeah,
heard
there's some
she's
people like that.
just-
Like, Alicia Keys, she stopped wearing makeup, but was just like, bitch, you ain't need it in the first place. You just saved yourself a lot of money on makeup artists per year. Bitch, you ain't need none of that. Just a little something up under her eyes sometimes. I
Yeah,
feel like.
sometimes
But
she
other
looks
than that,
tired.
no,
She's a
she does look
mom.
tired.
Yeah.
But I have that thing too where it's just dark under here.
What
so
is that? Yeah.
I don't know. Because if I pull this up, it goes away. So that's why I kind of want a facelift.
Don't. Okay.
But that's a
Stop.
conversation for another
Stop.
time. I just want to look just a little.
Remember I said about my boobs? I
Bam.
just wanted them. No. They just give us whatever God gave us.
All right, moving right along to WTF.
Oh, no, you fucking lying.
Why don't you lead off?
I'll start because the bitch is mad. No, I'm not
You're
mad.
so mad.
You know what? It's been resolved, so it's not even
not
so
resolved,
what the fuck it
resolved.
is. Not resolved, but there's been some type of explanation. I'm
Sure.
talking about the French Open wanting to alter their dress code policy in regard to Serena Williams' black cat suit.
phenomenal black cat.
It was.
Because I've watched tennis all my life.
It's amazing.
When she came out in it, I was like, oh.
It was spectacular. That's the thing. Like such an outfit of note, and it's just like, this is what y'all got a problem with. But anyway, when this was originally selected as my what the fuck, all they said was, hey, we just don't think it's appropriate.
That's all they have said too.
And I'm just like, what does that mean? I don't. Are you just making that up? Anything can be inappropriate if you just decide it is in the moment.
Didn't you love Nike's comeback though?
Oh yeah, Nike telling them that doesn't matter what the costume is, you can't take the right. Yeah. That's all great, and I'm glad that they're supporting a major cash cow of theirs. Duh. Like, yes, give credit where credit is due, but it's just like, of course.
Not giving them credit, I just like the way they phrased it. Because it's like, no matter what you guys do, she's not going to shine less.
Look, that booty is going to be big.
No matter what you put on it.
No matter what you put on it. And as a matter of fact, the black helps. You want her to put white on? All right, if y'all say so. Either way, the reports are now that it was a compression suit, which she needed because she had given birth and she had some issues with her pregnancy. They're saying that maybe having a full compression suit can offer some type of unfair advantage in the sport, whatever. All I am saying in this is that they should have made a more succinct statement, put out something with an explanation. But somebody just saying, we just think it's inappropriate. Of course you're going to send people off into a fucking frenzy.
Right. Well, of course.
It's not complete.
Hey, Serena's, how few black women are there in tennis, and then you go after her outfit. Her sister. I looked up the historical evolution of the tennis outfit, and there have been major changes that people have fought back for. Now, generally speaking, white was always the color, but people have been going off color for a long time now and got skimpier and skimpier. So that's where I was trying to be like, why are they attacking her style when literally things evolve through the years?
Right.
If you
and she was completely covered.
She was completely. Look up Venus Williams' outfit at the 2010 French Open. She's wearing a lingerie outfit, like red and black. Mm-hmm. So I had to be like, what is really going on? So I truly do feel like it's got to be something with the compression thing, but maybe. I don't know yet. And maybe they didn't come out with the statement because maybe it's not that. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do think.
But they need to give some type of explanation
towards
about
looking
it.
that.
Now,
and
Serena said that she spoke to them. She's not
mad
about it, but we're going to be mad on your behalf, sis, because
we like that cat
I feel like there are other implications here. You have to keep in mind, too, France is also a country who tried to ban burqas, and especially like the burqa bathing suits and stuff like that. Like they were trying to ban those from their beaches. So France got a problem with people being covered up anyway. So
what I want to see is the dress code when it comes out.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
Because it's just, in the bet money, mark my words now, on episode 8 of the comment section, it's just going to be shit she wears.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah.
Or shit that her or people like her, wink wink, are prone to wear.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you.
I think they're going to go back to all white. Bet you money.
All white is fine, but it's just like, bitch, I'll put on a white cat suit. Fuck you mean?
I actually don't like all white just because historically, white is pretty and black is not. So I just don't like the all
I mean,
white
I don't
thing.
like it either, but it's just like, that's not going to help it, because if I was Serena, then I would just have the same exact outfit, but in white.
Exactly.
So that's me. I'm petty.
I'll be there right with you.
Anyway, what's your what the fuck?
You know what would be really cool, and then we'll move on, if the whole audience came in a black cat suit. And she could wear it, but just everyone there.
Just me out instead of clapped every time something good happened.
All right, my what the fuck is kind of like, what the fuck? I didn't know we were still finding people. Okay, I know we still find insects and different creatures, but I thought we had a handle on who's on this earth. You know what I mean? Out of all the technology,
we had a good handle on the earthlings around.
Right,
here.
I thought
y'all
we
losing
knew
earthlings.
Everyone on the earth. And apparently we are missing some people and some tribes in the Amazon forest. So Brazil, some organization funded Brazil to go with drones and look for some lost tribes in the Amazon, in the Rondônia state, and the other valley I saw was the Javari Valley. And they found a few tribes.
The Jabari tribe?
Javari. Javari. Javari.
I'm going to assume you said Jabari. Please,
okay.
Please go on.
That's better.
We found the Jabaris.
So this drone followed this one man who apparently his tribe, all of them got killed 2 decades ago. This man has been living alone in the Amazon forest for 2 decades.
Is that really a lost person, or it's just a nigga in the woods?
Well, and they found artifacts, they've seen axes and just different stuff. And I guess like in the
Well, they
jungle,
need to ask the
farmers
question.
fight the people who are like tearing down the forest, and the miners are fighting
Right.
this. So all these tribes like get caught in the middle of all these, you know, capitalism, and that's probably how the rest of his tribe died. My thing is this though, like, what language does he speak?
Doesn't matter. It's just him. He's talking to himself.
And then, like, how does he keep his morale? Like Castaway, I didn't see a volleyball.
I mean, you need survival, like, not even just morale. Like, I feel like that's why people are so unhappy these days anyway. Like, we've lost that survival thing. Like, when you
Right.
don't have to worry about that
At
all
all.
day, every day.
And then when you do,
I don't
it's
got
like
time
a thing.
for
like, oh my God, I
morale.
have to work. I'm so sad. Or
Right.
I have to
He
carry
don't have
groceries
time
upstairs.
for
I'm so
morale
sad.
because he
Oh my
needs to
God.
not be killed
And he
by
needs to eat.
poisonous spiders and
Right.
snakes, and he needs to eat, and
Well,
he
like,
needs
we
shelter.
go out in the forest for fun and film a show, Naked and Afraid, and barely
Right.
last 9 days.
But it's
and
not
like
even
they're
real,
crying
and it's fake,
stuff.
and it's fake on top of
Now,
it.
the good thing I heard, which I don't believe is going to happen, I believe some, essentially some like Tarzan stuff's going to happen. Like they're going to try to like get him and try to civilize him. But they're saying like everyone stay away because like
Yeah, leave
even
him alone.
contact with the outside world could kill him because like a common flu, like his immune system is different than ours.
diseases. That's how every tribe has been wiped out.
Right. So that's my what the fuck is.
Leave him alone.
My main what the fuck is I can't believe how much we still don't know. Like there's people roaming this earth we didn't
Right.
even know.
I mean, it's the Amazon though. It's like fucking dense as shit.
it's crazy.
And like these tribes could only be like 10 to 20 people, so I guess it's easy to go under the radar.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. It really is. So.
Yeah, living in the Amazon. Oh Jesus. I can't even like fathom it.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't
Think
even
about
fathom it.
But then alone.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're done with what the fuck, and we are
Alright.
going into what you're not reading.
I am. It's blank too. I'm not reading a goddamn thing.
That's okay. Don't read.
I just haven't been in a reading mood.
You don't have to be.
I feel like
I
my
think
attention
winter
span
brings
is
a weeder.
all messed up.
It's too hot right now.
I don't even know about the heat. It's just my attention span is real finicky these days. I just can't sit down and dial in. Like I still read my fan fiction, but even that, like I'll read like some and then I'll just like stop. Like I don't. Unless I haven't read a good story that like pulled me in. I'm just like, oh, I gotta
Do you
read
ever
this
try
right now.
audiobooks?
No, I don't want to hear that voice talking to
Oh
me.
yeah, you said that.
I feel like that would bother me. It does bother me. Because I tried, to give that little sample 14-day trial
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't, because most of the books, the appeal is your imagination.
Right.
So I feel like the voice would just horn in on my
Temper that imagination.
So I don't know. I'll probably read something eventually, but I'm like that too. Like I'm very like cyclical. I'll be all about something and then I'll just hate it and not want to do it. So right now I don't want to read. And then watch. I'll wake up one day tomorrow and be like, Dev, I done read 3 books today.
500-page book, right?
I read 3 books today, bitch. I don't know what is the problem. So we'll see. What are you reading?
Well, I'm getting through the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I'm doing well. I'm in chapter 7. I'm kind of saving it right now to take on my trip this week.
Hey,
to have
if
something
you're
to
going
read,
to
but
Virginia, you're gonna need a book.
I'm gonna need a book for that porch.
Ain't shit to do.
Love it.
Ain't shit to do.
But I mean, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I think next episode I'm going to come in with a couple quotes. But like, I don't know, to talk about some real basic shit in a different way that I haven't heard is pretty surprising. Because I've heard this a lot of different ways. So I'll bring in some quotes next week that I'm enjoying. But I'm loving it.
You said that last week.
I know. Oh, that I was going to bring in quotes?
Just remind
We're
you,
recording early
just
because of
a
my trip.
friendly-
It threw off our whole
It is just a friendly neighborhood reminder.
schedule here.
That's it.
Okay, but what are you reading? Oh, at least I'm reading.
Oh, but
Moving
see,
right
I'm
along.
not talking about I'm gonna bring in quotes from the book I'm not reading no either. Don't come for me. I'm gonna give you some quotes next week from shit I ain't got.
Right, I'm gonna make up my quotes next week. I'm joking.
All right, watching still Insecure and Ballers, of course.
Insecure.
I gotta start Claws, season 2.
Did you like the first one?
Yeah,
Okay.
first one was good. I love anything with Niecy Nash.
I love Niecy.
All the way back from Reno 911. That was my
That was my shit.
They filmed that whole thing in North Hollywood. Have you
I
ever
know,
paid attention?
yes, I know
All
that.
up and down Lancashire and Victory Boulevard.
Yes.
They were right behind my house.
All of every show I see is like, oh, that's Van Nuys, that's
Yeah.
like blah, blah, blah. That they do a lot in the valley.
Having lived in both New York and Los Angeles, like here, like there's a few things that I can watch unless it's filmed like candid, like Vancouver or Atlanta, where I'm just like, there's such oh, that's 42nd
You've been
Street.
there,
I've
yep.
been there.
Yep.
There's every place I've lived, they've filmed
Right
there. So it's kind of hard to watch some stuff sometimes. Like, it'll pull you out of your imagination when you're looking at something and be like, Lancashire?
Right.
And Kittredge? Are y'all for real right now? There was an episode of Ray Donovan. They took the... there's a arcade place, like, you know, a sex shop, and then they have the arcade thing in the back right there in Lancashire. Uh-huh. And they turned it into a Hollywood Bowl, like this fake Hollywood Bowl thing. Huh. And then they did it there. Not there. The dance school that was on the corner where I used to live. They changed that into a Hollywood Bowl. But they did the shit so quick. I went out maybe 2-3 hours, came back, and I had to check my internal GPS. Like, wait, am I at my house? Like, they had neon lights, like, the whole thing. Scared the shit out of me. So I had to ask somebody, because they had the trucks and it was blocking off the street and everything, too. Yeah. And I was just like, what are y'all doing? They were just like, oh, it's Ray Donovan. So I can show you the episode. It was like the beginning of one of the episodes. But I'm just like, they used the outside of the dance school and the inside of the sex place. That's what they did. But anyway, they do it so quickly.
They do it quick. That production, PA.
That shit
that PA life, yo.
Ridiculous. They do it so fucking quick. So yeah, Claws, Insecure Ballers. I still haven't finished Counterpart, but we're getting through it. And then there's a new Netflix show called The Innocents. That's kind of cray-cray. Huh.
I'm going to talk about a movie I just watched. Because it was
all right.
So good.
I've heard that it was actually really
Crazy
good.
Rich Asians.
I wish I would have seen this instead of The Spy Who Dumped Me.
What movie is that?
With Kate McKinnon and Mila Kunis. Yeah,
I would have never chose that.
I love Kate McKinnon. She's like hilarious to me.
Yeah, that's an at-home movie.
She has a hard time finding good movies. I didn't pay for it. I had a free movie ticket, and it was between that and I think The Asians. At the time, because Black Klansman wasn't out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it's better than what people are saying, and I know everyone keeps saying, "Oh, it's so good." I went into it saying, oh, "Okay, it's gonna be good, better than good." And guess who I sat next to watching the movie? Miss Malika, Khloe Kardashian's best friend. Yep. She was right there at ArcLight Sherman Oaks, but that's LA life for you. We were kikiing through the whole movie. Me, her friend, and Pilar. We were talking, laughing, being loud. It was a good time. But it is such a good movie. Heart, comedy, just everything. And again, we kind of going back to what I was saying before, 25 years since a movie with Asians that's not related to a period piece.
Really? It's been that long? I thought this was the first ever. You
no.
Forget 25 years. I thought this was it.
Even Chrissy Teigen said, like being an Asian American, like you had nothing of yours. And this movie was fantastic. I think you did.
Yeah, I don't pay for movies, regular movies. I just don't. I think that's boring.
Well, with movie prices, this one I had my lovely friend treated me because I'm trying to avoid paying $20 for a movie right now.
I think I just have ADD too. Like, I just don't want to sit there. That's why I love 4DX so much, because it's so immersive.
That's why
I just need something extra to keep my attention. And I only see Marvel shit anyway. Marvel, DC, action.
This is all after seeing this movie, you're gonna want to go to Singapore, because I want to go to Singapore.
I want to go to Singapore
the prettiest.
I don't need no movie to tell me that.
I've ever seen in my entire life.
Take me now. What's good, Singapore?
That's what I've watched. That was my favorite this past week.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, listening to... I need to get caught up on the Reid and Getting Grown and Bodega Boys. Since I stopped working, I just don't listen to podcasts in the house.
That's interesting, no?
I don't know. Something about just that talking in the house, but then it's just like, oh, it's like a TV show. I don't know. I just get weird about things. And like podcasts at work, yes. Podcasts at home, I don't want it. It's an arbitrary distinction, but it's just how I feel.
So do you only listen to podcasts out, like when you're working?
Yeah.
How about in the car?
Huh. Cars are for music only, not even for talking.
Most of my podcast listening is to and from work, sometimes at work, and in the shower. I'll throw in a podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about that, like just talking in the house. I don't know, just bothers me.
I took a bath, was it last night? Yeah. I took a bath and listened to a podcast, and that was real fun. I hadn't done that in a long time, but just... lights off, podcast, chilling.
I mean, mind you, I haven't been listening to it much anyway. I just don't want to listen to nothing these days. I just don't want to hear it. Maybe I'm decompressing after not work. I don't know. I just don't want to hear it. But I'm watching a lot of stuff. But I'm very selective about what I watch too. But I've just been putting old shit on and just let it play. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, it's okay.
I feel like this takes majority of my focus, and then
This
like, I have-
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have like some script ideas that I need to hammer out, but I need to finish the research, and that research requires what? Reading. That I don't want to do.
That you don't like to do.
And then I tried writing for like the first time in like months the other day, and it was no bueno. So I'm not feeling particularly intellectual these days in that regard.
Summer's
Into like
ending,
reading
we're
and
going
writing.
back to school. You'll get back in it.
We'll see. Who's
Like
going back
that.
to school? I'm not going back to school.
It's just a season. Okay,
Whatever.
it's a feeling.
What
But
are you
you're
listening to?
gonna love what I'm listening to. That good old gospel music. I've been putting on some old school Kirk Franklin. My
I
life
used
is in
to.
your hands. Love. The storm is over. Hezekiah Walker.
It's over now.
Yep, you already know that. You already know it. How do you know it? Hezekiah Walker, even some Yolanda Adams, particularly open my heart.
Yeah, that album was good, but some of her other stuff was
I don't listen to anything else in that song, but I don't know. I've just been throwing it on like a Sunday, and it just makes me feel good. It's the truth.
What was I listening to? Not Hezekiah Walker. Fred Hammond, I was listening the other day. I just miss singing in the gospel aspect of religion. I don't miss anything else.
Right.
And even that, I have to take in small doses. Okay. All right, everybody. That brings episode 8 of the comment section to a close. It's your girl, Miss Reid.
And Dev.
And we will see you when we see you. Peace.